Alright, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Generation Thing podcast. I'm your host, Dee Wells. This is my lovely wife, Memi, and the wonderful Jazzabel.
Hey!
And her hat, Tom.
Yes, Tom.
Alright? So, today's topic we're going to be talking about is basically R.Kelly. Alright? And you know, the whole trial, you know, his whole history of you know, the rumors and stuff that came out, and as well as, you know, we're gonna touch on the show and, you know, and a little bit of his musical background, right? So yeah, you over here snapping through the goddamn podcast, bro.
Follow my Snapchat.
But yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we'll have her Snapchat down below. As well as my Instagram, her Instagram, and Jazzabel's Instagram as well, so you guys can follow her and as well Jazzabel's channel down below. All right, so we're gonna jump straight into it. R.Kelly, well, for the new things that just popped up on the news, R.Kelly's girlfriends got into a fight.
Yeah, I'm reading on that
this is recent?
Yeah, so
his girlfriends? How many girlfriends does he have? Let's clarify this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even up to date. Like,
so
I just kind of got sad about the whole thing.
So R.Kelly had a cult. Apparently, he had a cult. This is not.
Snap on up.
This is not like It's not proven that he had a cult, but rumors is he had a cult and he had a bunch of women, you know, and he had them basically they couldn't leave and they couldn't use the bathroom without his permission and all type of crazy stuff.
They're saying it's a cult now?
So,
yes.
Well, that's what they're trying to say. Even though Hugh Hefner did the same thing, I don't know how Hugh Hefner's illegal, his not, but whatever, that's a different story. But basically, yeah, so he had a cult. Well, anyway, two of his girlfriends, I guess the two he had left, you know, everybody else fled. Mm-hmm. The two he had left got into a fight, and one of them basically assaulted the other one and was on camera saying, oh, that's why that they slept with her when she was a minor. Mm. So basically, they ain't helping his case none, basically. Because you just admitted that y'all had slept with this girl when she was a minor. Like, you stupid. There's no way to put it. But you're fucking stupid.
So this is on TMZ. You can find it. It was the video on TMZ.
Oh, of them fighting.
Yes,
yeah.
Of them fighting was posted 17 hours ago.
So, you know, like, they ain't helping his case. All right?
It was R.Kelly versus Jocelyn Savage.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get into R.Kelly, the rumors, basically his history. So, we're gonna go back to, I guess, Aaliyah. We all knew, you know what I'm saying, Aaliyah was a minor. And
the whole world knew that.
The whole world knew Aaliyah was,
at that time,
you know, was a minor when they were messing together. Even though they tried to say they were just friends, but y'all went on talk shows dressed, you know, like a couple.
The same exact way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And it's just like she barely was answering questions. Like he was trying to and he was answering most of the questions. Like they was really short. And then they wound up getting married, and then they wound up...
That right there was a red flag.
Yeah, then they wound up annulling the marriage or whatever. So, you know, so for me, my thing is this man had a history, you know, of history, you know.
Since 1991.
Yeah, of dating, you know, younger girls or whatever the case may be. And it's like nothing new. Like the world knew and the world had blinders on. And now and my thing is for you guys to bring it to for the forefront after the man puts out, you know, information saying like, babe, look, you know, I'm broke, you know, I'm having a hard time, you know, basically feeding myself. All the money I made, basically, you know, I basically signed myself away. You know, he basically came out and said he couldn't read, and he, you know, that he had.
Basically, yeah.
So, you know, basically saying that he got taken advantage of, kinda. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, which is, you know, there's nobody's fault but his own, because like I said, you know. You gotta CYA, cover your own ass, you know. So I really, you know, I don't have no sympathy for nobody who say like they ignorant to business, or hey, I didn't know at the time. Like there's no such thing as I know when it comes to business. Like that's a no. You don't know, you go get the answer. Whether you gotta go talk to somebody, you gotta pay somebody. If you had the funds, you could have paid somebody to get the answers you need.
So now he's locked up, right?
Yeah. So now he's locked up basically, and his his court case is coming, and he's pretty much getting sentenced.
Wrong person.
Yeah, so yes, that's income. But the shoe fit. The shoe fit. So I'll give you a pass because the shoe fit. All right. So my thing is, what do you guys think? Why do you guys think that the world and the music business and society itself was so blind, had on blinders to the fact that he was an alleged child molester at the and he would mess with the young girls?
Oh man, there's absolutely no excuse. There's none. Like, I think because he was so loved by many, especially with his music, and how just his music is good, but then it's like Ian Watkins, when everyone found out, which by the way, Ian Watkins is a lead singer to the Lost Prophets, who also got caught being a child molester and a pedophile. But it's like that with many artists. Elvis Presley was another one who dated a 17-year-old when he was in the military.
Yeah.
So
he married her too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, there's so.
I think it's just a generation now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because of how the generation has changed, and it's the generation of stand up and speak up for what's right. It is why it's just so blown out of proportion now.
The Me Too movement.
I think it's the Me Too movement.
See, I don't think that, because I think when that started, the generation society had already changed. You got to think about it. That generation crossed over after my grandparents' generation. Like that crossover of old, child molestation. That was our grandparents.
No, not that. I'm saying that the Me Too movement now is what really put everybody's opened everybody's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't think it's the Me Too movement. I think it's basically like, I think it's basically trying to, like, somebody has to be the face to cover up things that's going on, other worldly issues that's going on, and to pull attention away. I think people are mass producing and mass focusing on one thing, like the Bill Cosby situation or the R.Kelly situation, and I feel like back then people only had blinders on because people were just scared. I don't know if they were scared, but for me personally, like, wrong is wrong. At the end of the day.
The victims were scared.
Now, and then my thing is, I personally, I'm not saying he's innocent in no way, and I'm not saying he should be held accountable. I 100% think he should be held accountable. I'm saying, like I said, there's too many cases, and the way I came up is, if one person say you're a crackhead, it's debatable. Two persons say you're a crackhead is like, hey, bro, it's a high possibility. Once that third person say you're a crackhead, you're a crackhead. I don't care what nobody says. All right, that's just how it is. Like, that's just the way. So for me, if everybody knew this man was doing things with these kids, had all these cases, had everybody, people, word was spreading, people knew, and people still played his music. Nobody stood up to boycott his music. Nobody stood up to get him banned from radio stations. Everybody, they still played his music. They still everything to support him. Knowing he was him, especially in the African American community, we knew he was him. So, and like I said, and everybody support him, and everybody loved him until now. He's saying, "Oh, this is what's happening," and what I'm saying, that they going after everybody. Been after Bill Cosby, Tiger. What I'm saying. Well, Tiger would put that on himself, but it started with Tiger Woods. Then they got Bill Cosby. They getting freaking R.Kelly. They about to get Russell Simmons. You know what I'm saying? They going after all these people, and my thing is, R.Kelly shouldn't be the only one held accountable. I think everybody involved, his security, his management team, the people supplying him the girls, everybody who was around, ex-girlfriends who were having threesomes. Everybody needs to be held accountable because he was using older women and having them sleeping with the young women. So every one of them should be held accountable.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. But as far as the women go, I mean, it also, one of the girls, she didn't even know that the other girl was younger at the time. That doesn't excuse it, but she was in a situation where if she didn't do it, she didn't know what was going to happen to her either.
Okay, but you okay? Think about well, that. Okay, then I'm glad you said that because we're looking at it as, oh, the girl don't know, the girl possibly innocent. But what about the girls, the young girls who tricked the older guys and they have no clue, and they get put in the same situation? They mess the girl because the girl say they're older. They're technically innocent because they're technically innocent. Like, bro, she lied to me and told me she was maybe she even had a fake ID.
I just think it's,
you know what I'm saying? So
the whole thing.
I don't think it's an excuse. Like, you don't just go into a room and just sleep with somebody and don't know, you know what I'm saying, and you don't know the person, you don't know how old the person is. You can talk to somebody and tell if they're young or not. Like,
not necessarily. That's not always true sometimes either. Like you said, there are females who go up to older guys and then they portray themselves that they're a certain age.
Yeah, I mean, at first you might not know, but after like you actually have a full conversation with somebody, you can tell though that person a little young minded.
I agree.
There's no excuse.
But for someone who already has a disability with reading and can't really interpret certain things, but in that aspect, it makes it difficult for someone who already has that mindset that I am this with everyone else and this is my age group. And I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe he didn't expand in his brain somewhere chemically. He's lost somewhere, and that's where he's stuck on.
So you think he has a mental disorder
it's possible.
Well, doesn't he talk about being like molested and stuff like that when he was younger and stuff like that? And normally it's like a pattern where, you know, if someone
was molested,
I mean, it's not always that pattern. It doesn't always go that way, but you know, that is like
some cases where
they become the molester eventually. You know, so like you said, the mental, like you said, something somewhere, the mental process, he didn't get past it. He didn't get past what, you know, happened to him. He was, I mean, at the end of the day, like, in my opinion, I mean, he's a victim, but he's also a predator. You know what I mean? Because if something did happen to him when he was younger, you know, he had all these people around him that kind of wasn't looking out for his best interest, you know, and was, I don't know.
I think if he didn't do any, like you said, Mimi, if he didn't do anything, he still would have been the victim. And he still would have been okay. But because he then went from victim to predator, it does not, I don't think it makes you a victim anymore. It makes you the predator, like you said.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And I feel sorry for him and the females.
And the females. Okay, so now I want to get back to the females because, like, I've heard in some cases with the females that these females' parents were involved in, like, you know, pushing.
You're talking as far as the show goes, like,
right?
Yeah.
Right? They were talking about how
one of the little girl's parents, I think her dad or whatever, brought her to him. And
I thought that's what I heard. Did you hear anything about that, or read, or see, or?
I thought in the Netflix, it was that he got the number, I guess, in a concert or something like that. The girl got a number from R.Kelly or something like that, and then they went and she auditioned at the hotel. And she didn't tell the parents that she was going to the hotel. But before that, they had already had encounters where she was going to R.Kelly's recording studio. And I guess, like, going one-on-one. But there was always an adult present. And I know that after that, then she had went on her own and she, I guess, I don't know what the status of her. Did they find her or?
Yeah. So basically, she's one of the girls that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still one of the girls. She's one of the girls who had to fight. Okay. So basically, yeah, that happened, and my thing is with that whole situation with the parents. R.Kelly was saying that they wanted him to pay them money and pay them whatever his from on his side, and they were saying basically like they couldn't see their daughter, and then people on his side were saying, well, you're the one who brought her to him. So my thing is, all right, as a father, you're not going to tell me that, number one, I can't see my kid, and number two, as a father, I'm not going to put my kid in a position to where my kid is a minor and she's going to deal with a grown man without any, adult situation, especially female. You know what I'm saying? If it was my son and he was like, hey, R.Kelly was like, hey, I'm going to get you, what's his name? Then I'd be like, okay, boom, hey, take one of your friends with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go there. If anything, you give us a call. But you taking a teenage girl, knowing he had history. Now his history is no secret. Everybody know that.
Oh, well, because they didn't find him guilty, then it was okay for my daughter to go and see.
So, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, there's no excuse for it. No. And then whoever these parents are and whoever these people are dealing with R. Kelly and dealing with R. Kelly's team and with the girls, people not being punk, there's some punk ass parents, point blank period. Because I'm going to go get mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to jail behind going to get mine. Like that's just how that's as a father and as a man myself. I'm going to get mine. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to bring her or I'm going in there to get it. Like that's just point blank period. So for me, it's not even really about going there and being macho, but it's just being as a protector of what I'm saying, your child. You need to, what I'm saying, that blame is all on you. Mm-hmm. You know
so
what
they're
I'm
saying, I'm still, you know what, guys? I'm still stuck that you said that they're saying he is a cult. Is this what they're saying? Who's saying this? Is this like a new thing? Is this in the documentary? We stopped watching the documentary.
No, I couldn't
take it.
But season 2 is on Lifetime.
Okay.
So I only saw 2 episodes.
So they're saying that.
Yes.
So what is the definition of a cult? Hold on. Hey, Google. What is the definition of a cult?
Here's the definition of cult. A system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. I'd like to know how satisfied you are with that definition. How would you rate it if 1's the worst and 5's the best?
No rating. I have no idea. I'm not rating it.
So basically, they were all devoted to him.
As if he was a god,
okay.
I guess.
Let me know if I can help with anything.
Okay, bye Siri.
It's Google. He said her name wrong.
Yeah, by Google. You know what I mean. So basically, like you said, he had a group of women all devoted to him, doing what he wanted to do. Apparently, they were saying that they were his sex slaves, that they couldn't use the bathroom, that they couldn't look at dudes in their face. He had them all in separate rooms. It was like some crazy. It was crazy, and they couldn't bathe themselves or nothing without him asking.
No one. I don't know. I don't judge people.
My
some
thing
people
don't
have the courage to just,
My thing, a lot of these people put themselves in a situation and then play boo-hoo.
No, but you don't know that. That's not nice.
No,
you can't be doing that.
No, wait,
you
listen.
can't do that.
Exactly.
I knew I was going to get backlash for saying it. But I'm going to say it because of some fact. Listen, you got to understand. These people, listen, you got to understand.
You know better than that.
Listen, can I say what I'm going to say? Listen.
We just need to stop you. We don't want you to embarrass yourself.
Look.
Get the backlash.
I'm going to take this backlash. I'm a man.
No, you got sisters and mamas.
No, I'm not saying.
Watch what you say now.
You're not letting me finish. You're not finished. Let me finish.
Oh, man.
I'm not putting the blame on them. I'm just saying that some of these females, some of these young girls or some females in general can be thirsty. And not only that, he's famous. Like, if Chris Brown walked into a room, there's 100 girls ready to throw themselves at him, right or wrong. Right or wrong?
But that doesn't...
Wait, just answer the question, right or wrong?
Probably.
Okay. So, at any given moment, because he's who he is in the music business and who he is in the eyes of his celebrity and, the type of music he, sings, and he has music, bump and grind, keep it on the down low, stuff like that. Like a lot of women, older women and young women, they expect stuff when they come around him. So I'm not saying that it's their fault that these things happen to them, but I'm saying some of them, I'm almost 100% positive that they knew who he was and they knew what they were getting
So you're questioning some of their story.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they knew that 100% what they were getting into. That they knew they was getting into a cult, but I'm saying they knew, number one, who R.Kelly was and the rumors about what he was going around.
Some of them didn't know the rumors. Some of them
there's
refused.
no way.
Some of them
there's
refused.
No way.
There was one of the girls who refused to believe that R.Kelly did anything. And if anyone went to her when she was a huge fan, if anybody went to her, she would lose her shit on them.
Okay.
She would even lose friends because of it.
Okay, so that right there proves that she was aware of the rumors. She was aware. The fact that she blinded herself to the belief, but she was aware of what was being said about this man.
Okay.
So you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you get what I'm saying? You can't tell me that
but that doesn't
know.
Excuse the minors.
No, it doesn't excuse. It
does not excuse.
I'm not saying it excuses him.
Situations.
I'm not saying it excuses him because I personally think he's guilty and that he should get whatever repercussion. I'm just saying the way that they're bashing him on Lifetime, this should have been done 20 years ago. 20 years when the Aaliyah thing came out, he should have got
fried. And you know what? That I kind of agree with because I feel like if they would have done it 20 years ago, then maybe we wouldn't be at where we are now.
And then you gotta understand
females.
And then you gotta understand
happening to more females.
You gotta understand they got his ex-wife, they got his his management team, they got his brothers and sisters. All these people are close to him. They know the type of person he is. They knew the type of females he was into, and nobody said something. So guess what? All of them are still accessory to everything that went on.
I remember I think it's in season 2, one of the girls did come out in 91. The first female, she did come out, and she did try to get him put away, but nobody believed her. So from after that...
Are you talking about Sparkle's niece?
No. There was a female... That came out later. I'm talking about the one that happened earlier in the 90s. I want to say 91 or 92, somewhere around there. Where the first female who did come out and did say something about it. But the problem with that was they did not believe her. They didn't do anything. So the mother, I think, went and took the hush money. And she was paid off. See, that's what happens. Because what happened to R.Kelly when he was younger, when he was molested by one of the neighbors, his mother took hush money because she was, they didn't have, they didn't have it like that.
Okay, so
they and from that went into his mind saying, well, it must be okay if I pay them.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying it doesn't excuse it, but I'm saying this is probably why nobody came out after that because.
No. So my thing, so look,
they're getting paid off.
So
they keep getting paid off.
Okay, you paying these people off. So you gotta tell me. So the fact that these people getting paid off, what are they getting? Like, what are these payments for? They're getting paid off to be quiet
mm-hmm.
about an adult, messing with a minor, right?
Yes.
They're all accessories. You took money to be quiet about something that's a crime.
Yes, and I agree with you with that. Yes, it is wrong.
They are
accessories. From his management to his ex-girlfriend to his ex-wife to his whole team.
It is wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong. It's 100% wrong. Where's the protection as a parent that you're supposed to give to your child?
And it's the R&B and hip-hop culture and the whole culture itself. It's their fault because nobody who had real sense or real power stood up.
Yeah, no one did. No one protected these people. No one protected these girls, and that's why these girls probably felt like they couldn't say or do anything because when you're put in a situation where you're like, what am I supposed to do or what's going to happen to me after? What is left to do then after that? You can't really do anything. You're stuck in a position where you're like, damn, this shit happened to me. Now if I go tell somebody, he's probably gonna pay my parents off or pay somebody off, pay everybody off. And then you're stuck like, okay, so what am I supposed to do after that?
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that this was okay, but I'm saying that this is what's happening. And this definitely happened with Ian Watkins.
So, question. Do you think that it is right for people to make money, the surviving R. Kelly, do you think it is right for those people to make money off of all the other people's pain?
No.
Do you?
I don't think so at all.
Should that have even been a topic of discussion on the news and been so publicly publicized?
Yes, I do think that people need to know what kind of individual this guy is. But if you're gonna go after him, you need to go after all the other people, like Charlie Sheen. Why hasn't anything come up after Charlie? I'm gonna go there because he did some shit.
Because I'm gonna say this on air, and it's probably gonna get backlash, but it's probably because of number one, the color of his skin, and two, he probably knows people in power. Because all of them should have been in trouble. Trump, when they did that, Trump grabbed him out of.
God.
You know, that should have been
with this.
That should have been that's a red flag right there. You know, and then all the Weinstein dude, where's his documentary at?
Oh, that'll be coming out soon.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that'll be out soon.
All these dudes are, you know.
I'm still waiting for Ian Watkins, and that happened in 2013.
My thing is, I don't think that the R. Kelly should have got so much light. I think Graham, it should have got some light. It should have made the news. It should have been, you know, hey, breaking news. You know, this was going on. Keep us updated with the trial. But I don't think it should have got as much light.
I'm gonna tell you why I think it got that much light, because it's been happening for so long that the story is so big. This has been 30 years in playing. I agree. But this is 30 years in playing. This has been going on for over 30, for at least 30 years. I don't want to say over because I know this happened around when I was born. But like, that's the reason why I think the story is so huge.
No, I just think people took advantage of a situation knowing that he was in a situation where he couldn't defend himself. So, what are you guys' opinions? What are you guys' opinion on the whole R. Kelly case?
I'd like to see him in jail. I like to see him finally prosecuted and put into prison.
Is that like a personal opinion, or is that like?
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. Yeah. But honestly, if we put R. Kelly on trial,
but that's not part of like the Me Too movement.
No.
Like you
not.
feel that way, not just lock his ass up too.
No. I really and truly feel that way. I really do think that I would like to see him put in prison for, you know, the crime that he's committed. But excuse me, not just crime, but crimes that he has committed. But I also would like to see I don't know what it could be. Last time we thought he was gonna go to jail, and he didn't. So I mean, I think if we put R. Kelly on trial, no. But if we put Robert on trial, that might be different. Because remember, they were talking about the split personality that he has. Okay. And he has even talked about him feeling like he has a split personality.
Okay.
So there's that. I would definitely like to see Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, in prison.
So what is your opinion on the trial?
I don't know. I think he just, you know, I agree. He needs to be convicted, and I also agree that the people around him should, you know, have some consequences too from this whole outcome. And if, you know, upon conviction of his, like, I hope he has good enough legal defense. If he has like mental issues and disorders, then, you know, because everybody, he needs to get that taken care of too.
My opinion, I think that he should be locked up. I think he should do some time. However,
what's some time?
I don't know. I think he should do some time. I don't know. I can't say right now like how long I think he should be locked up. I think he should do some time. However, I don't think he should get the maximum punishment because they already took everything. They took his livelihood. They stripped everything of him. Like, he can't make money. He can't freaking play in a radio station. He could barely feed his family. Like, so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then, like I said, everything, all his business is put out there already. Like, they put his right in front of the media, so he barely gonna be able to get a job somewhere if he have to get like a real job. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think like life is gonna do more to him than what legal system will.
Well, they gave Ian Watkins 35 years. I think it was like 20 years plus an additional 15. So I think they should give R. Kelly something similar to that. And there was a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he should get that much time.
No, if Ian Watkins got it, Robert Kelly should get that too.
Well, that's where we defer. And on that note, we appreciate you guys listening to the Generation Thing podcast. And yeah, let's do this again. Peace, love, and blessings. We out. Deuces.